everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, it's like 1 o'clock and I'm just running up here to say hello and to check in and to start this vlog. So last night I finished Just Like Heaven by Julia Quinn, and you guys, I really like this. I gave it 4 stars. This book is about one of the Smythe Smith daughters, and she is younger than all the other family, and so her brother, this is a brother's best friend romance, her brother had a best friend named Marcus when they were kids, and the brother always treated her like she was like an annoyance, and Marcus was kind of nice to her or whatever. Now it's years later, he is this man of prominence and she is trying to get a husband, so she makes this little hole and like acts like she fell in it to hopefully attract her Prince Charming, and it backfires because Marcus falls in it and gets like seriously hurt. So then she takes care of him, and it is just so funny and so good, and it's written like a contemporary just in modern times. And the Smythe Smiths have a quartet and they are terrible, and so it's just funny. And the first half of this book with like the romance and the relationship and the banter is so good in this too, and like them talking and their relationship was like almost a 5-star. The end, the second half got a little bit slower for me, and like the whole, they have a performance, the Smythe Smiths have a performance, and that part, like, it got a little slower. So overall, I gave this 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. And thank you to Julia Quinn for now making me so confused about historical romance. Do I like it? Do I not? I don't know. So that is what I read. I haven't really picked up anything else yet because I just finished that actually first thing this morning. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. As far as life-wise, today is Monday, which means new letter of the week, and it's S, which just makes me laugh. I did it because of snow, and I'm going to do a bunch of activities with snow, but I just think it's so funny because little kids trying to say the letter S, it's like so it just makes me laugh. But we did a lot of stuff with that. Ainsley did a bunch of painting. If you guys have watched these, I make a notebook every week that is a binder of coloring pages and stuff, and she did a lot of those. She painted a lot of those, so that was fun. Otherwise, it's another freezing day, but I'll check in later. Hey everyone, it is Tuesday. Forgive everything around me and looking at me. We are in full-on survival mode right now because we have been notified yesterday by our electric company that they're going to start cutting off people's electricity for supposedly no more than 90 minutes. But my friend just was without for like 3 hours, and so I guess they're trying to conserve energy, and the energy plants aren't having enough to run or whatever. So it is just a day of very, 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 very cold. And so, of course, we're not going outside. And it's been so many days in a row. We are very stir crazy. I have pulled out a lot of different toys and things. And this morning, we did a few different things. So I had a Twinkle, Twinkle Little Star song, whatever, cards. And I cut it, like we sang the song together, and then I cut it apart and we put it back in order how it's supposed to go. And that was really good. Then we also, I did a Beachbody cardio workout, and Ainsley loved it. So now she's doing it, and we're getting a lot of good wiggles out. We also put, they have this tape on Amazon that looks like a street. And so we put the street all through our house and made a big, big track. And so she's been racing cars and trying to do that kind of thing on that. And so that is fun. We have got a few more things that we might do this afternoon, just trying to keep us occupied while we are stuck inside. Tomorrow is supposed to at least get like positive digits. So hopefully tomorrow will be better, but we'll see. So as far as reading goes, last night I read Hoops Holiday by Kennedy Ryan, and this is like 2.5 or something in the Hoop series, but I haven't read any of that, and I was fine. So this one is about Decker and Avery, and he is an NBA player, and she is a reporter when they meet, and they meet in the locker room. His towel drops in front of her, and it's funny, but the steamy stuff like started kind of right there, like not like them hooking up, but just like the kind of a lot of like physical, sexual talk, that kind of stuff. So I didn't love that part. However, I'm giving it 3.5 stars because it was a novella, which is a hard sell for me. And yet this one had so much depth and like different things going on and like more serious things going on that I was invested, and it was like 150 pages or something. I don't know how long it was, but because so most of the story takes place like years and years later. They are meeting back up. He's no longer in the NBA. Different things are going on. He has been married and divorced and has a kid, and she was engaged and her fiance died. And so there's like a lot of really intense things going on. I would say huge trigger warning for suicide. And that it was hard to read at times for sure. So this really like packed a punch for being as short as it was. And I liked the basketball vibes. I liked the banter between the two of them. I liked the conversation about like females in sports journalism. And I really liked the conversation around her fiance. And yeah, so for the kid and the fiance that died and stuff, it's like they're not really in a great place to start a relationship, and so it's kind of a slow burn, but not really. And there's a lot of ups and downs in their relationship, and it was a fun journey, I guess. I don't know. That's not really a good word because it was so like intense at times. But overall, it was a good book. So that is what I was reading. Then this morning, I didn't know what to pick up. I just couldn't make a decision. So I got the audiobook of Giddy Up, Eunice by, I can't remember who it's by, but I'll have a picture up. This is just about women and why we need each other. And it's big on like the mentor relationship. And so either finding somebody younger than you or finding somebody older than you or both, and just like crossing generations to learn from each other. And we're using the story of Elizabeth and Mary. So Elizabeth was super old and got pregnant. Mary was obviously super young and got pregnant, and they were cousins and spent a lot of time together at that time because they were both going through the same thing, but in very different stages of life. And just like the experience, I'm actually really loving it and really wanting to find like an older lady to be a mentor. And so I may reach out to some people and see, and just because I think that is a great way to like especially weather the storms of like harder stages of life and marriage and motherhood and that kind of stuff, finding somebody who has walked a similar path. And so I'm really liking it. It doesn't count for Black Author Readathon. It doesn't count for Historathon. It's just kind of a quick, it's like 6 hours, and I'm listening at 2 times speed. So I'll finish that at some point today. And I'm assuming I'm going to really like it because Sophie Hudson, I think, is the writer. She is very funny, and like I'm just really enjoying the reading process. And so I'm glad this is kind of a refresher break. And then I'll dive into something. I don't know. I really wanted to pick up my Black Author Suspense, which is The Perfect Nanny, but I don't have it. Like I have it physically and that's it. And the hold on my library is like almost 4 weeks. So I'm really hoping that'll come in soon because I'm trying to get that blackout. So I don't know. Hoops Holiday counted for sports romance, obviously. And that's it. So I will check in later and let you know what I pick up. Hey everyone, it is Wednesday and it's like 1 o'clock and I'm just about to film a TGI Friend Day, but before I do, I thought I'd get on here and update. So I finished Giddy Up, Eunice by Sophie Hudson, and I love this. I gave it 5 stars, I think, because it's because women need each other. And we've talked about it before, or I've talked about it before, that like I am way more generous with 5 stars on nonfiction than I am on fiction. And I think that's because I don't really know why that is, but like this one really motivated me and like had me thinking about female friendships like that are a little atypical. You know, I have a lot of female friends that are like in the thick of this toddler mommy stage with me. But I don't have as many like close friends that are either my parents' generation or like the high school, college age kids below me. Part of that is because like I don't feel like high school and college were that long ago, but they totally like they were a minute ago. So this definitely had me thinking. Like I said, I texted my aunt and talked to her a little bit, and just got me thinking and got my eyes open to how we can learn from the older generations, and if there's anybody that I can kind of help along the way. So Um, Loved this book. I do think that like the whole idea is really cool. It definitely is one where I feel like the oldest generation or whoever is really pouring into the younger ones and teaching them and filling their cup. And so making sure that like that's reciprocated in some way. Otherwise it's like I don't see the motivation. But like I was saying, or I was thinking when I was reading this, I was thinking like, how am I supposed to find an older person, and like how am I supposed to convince them to be my mentor? And that's when she was talking about like just all of a sudden, I mean, then it came up. She answered my question, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And she was saying it can be as little or as much, or as casual or as not. And the whole point is just to love on each other and love on each other well. And in theory, the older we are, the more we know about how to love on people. So I really like this book, and I would highly recommend it. So then I picked up Sweet Talkin' Lover by Tracy Livesay. So this is the first in the girl trip or something series, and so far so good. I am liking this. I'm like maybe halfway through, not quite sure. I'm listening to it on audio as well as reading with my eyes occasionally, but I really don't like this mass market paperback size, so I checked this out just to give her a check out, and so I would have a copy to look at and things. This is about a woman who is like this marketing guru. She is like pretty high up in a marketing agency, I think, and she starts making some mistakes. Her grandfather, who was very, very important to her, dies, and like we don't see that. We're just told that, and a lot of things are going on in her life that make kind of a sabbatical type thing necessary. However, it's not a sabbatical. Her boss is like, hey, you need to take a step back, kind of go back to the roots, and you need to go visit this small town. She works for like, they're advertising a makeup company, a clean makeup company, and so she has to go to this factory and basically find reasons to shut them down. And so she goes, and it's this tiny little town, and she has a romance with the town mayor, but it's kind of a hate to love, and so far it's really funny. It's really cute. The book starts on a girls trip, so it's her and I think her 3 friends. I think there's a group of 4, and so their camaraderie and like their relationship, it's a long friendship, and they were very, very funny. But we don't get a whole lot of that in this one, so I don't know if each book is just about like each of the 4 girls, or if we get more of their friendship. Of course, me being the women's fiction lover that I am, I would prefer more of the friendship group and a little bit less of the romance, but I don't know what to expect out of this series, I guess. So I'm planning to read the first 2. I think that's all that's out at this point. So far so good. I'm enjoying this. It is fun. And that's really all I have to say about that. So as far as life goes, yesterday, I think the only other activity that we did that I didn't talk about maybe was we have like a sensory bin full of beans and stuff that kind of just stays in a bookshelf all the time. And so I put all of the like a bunch of S letters as well as the other letters that we have learned. And I had Ainsley dig them out and then run the S's over to like a dry erase board on the other side of the house. And so she got a little bit of physical activity and got a little bit of that. And then like the other ones, she was making stacks of like M's, and it was uppercase and lowercase, and H's and P's. And so she was doing good with that. Her attention span for things is so short, and she's 3, so I don't really like push her or like make her continue beyond what she wants to do. But I was like, yesterday, even she was like, Mama, we had so many activities today. And I was like, yeah, we did. We had like 5, and we did them for 10 minutes each. So that lasted. And like for me, like I said, I'm not going to push her. She's 3. We're just like having activities for stuff to do and to kind of get the wheels going. But for me, like the type of person I am, I'm like, how can you stop when it's not done? And she is the least competitive person ever. Like I will set a timer and she'll be like, oh, the timer's going off. And she will like, she doesn't care. And like we started playing Go Fish. Maybe that was Monday night. I don't remember when it was exactly, but we started playing Go Fish with her, and she loves that. But one time I won, I think, and she was like, Daddy, do you want to win? Or no, she must have won, because she was like, Daddy, do you want to win too? And she was like, we all win. And I'm like, who whose child are you? Because you are definitely not mine. Miss, I'm like so competitive and she is not at all. So then today they kind of slept in, the kids slept in a little bit. And so it's finally like easing up a little bit on the cold temperatures. It is 18 degrees right now, which is double digits, which we have not seen in probably a week. And our power company told us that like shutoffs would continue until 11, and it's 1 o'clock now. So I think we are in the clear for power shutouts, and it's just supposed to get warmer and warmer from here. So that is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I'm so grateful we did not lose power, and my heart goes out to everybody that doesn't have power right now. I know my good friend Bree in San Antonio, they have no idea how to deal with this, so she hasn't had power for days, and my heart just goes out to them because that is hard. That is hard, hard, hard. So this morning, yeah, they slept in. We had breakfast. I made some like breakfast bars for tomorrow. I did not vlog a single bit of it. I forgot all about that. And anyway, so then Annie went down for a nap, and Ainsley and I did a beach body, upper body thing. And you guys, like, I feel like I'm finally getting like a little bit of definition back. And so that feels good. Like I'm just feeling like stronger and better. And so that is great. Like I said, I try not to do like numbers as much. But I did have a small scale victory today, and that is good. So that is really what's going on. And then after the Beachbody thing, I went outside and got a whole container full of snow because it snowed this morning too. And like it's finally like warm enough to snow and not just be ice. So I got a whole container full of snow and gave her watercolors and let her paint the snow. And I don't think I took a picture of the after because again, it lasted like 10 minutes. And like, so she painted the surface of it. And then I was like, watch, if you put your paintbrush down in it, you can paint like below and you'll see it in the sides because I did a clear container. And so she's like, oh, great. And so she, like, I think the whole thing seriously lasted like 10 minutes. She was so excited about the snow and it was about 10 minutes. So that's really all we did this morning. Oh, and then I gave her some, every week in the notebooks that I'm doing, I put like dot pages that she can either use stickers or the dot markers. And so she did stickers, and this week is S, and so there's Santa and stockings and all sorts of Christmas snowflakes and Christmas things, and she was all about that. So she colored them and dotted them, and that's really how we spent our morning. So now I'm going to film, and then it's going to be nap time, and I think I'm going to read because I haven't really talked about it, but I have also been reading Kindred, the graphic novel, and the book is by Octavia Butler. This one is adapted by Damian, Duffy, and John Jennings. Damian Duffy is a white guy. John Jennings is a black illustrator. And of course, Octavia Butler is the original story, and she is a black woman. And so this is counting for the Black Author Readathon, and it also counts for the paranormal because, I don't know. I have not read the actual book of Kindred. And this is my first time with the story, but it's kind of a time travel-y thing. I Googled I Googled black paranormal books or something, and this was like one of the top ones. And so it fits the graphic novel prompt as well as that paranormal prompt. So I think I'm going to try to read this because I'm like 100 pages in, and like I'm just annoyed because I spend like 10 minutes with it here, 10 minutes with it there. Like it's only like 250 pages. I could definitely finish it if I just sit down and do it. So that's what I'm going to do during nap, and we'll check in later. Everyone, it is Thursday and it's like 10:15, and I am going to get on here quick and kind of finish out this vlog because our family friend Miss Keegan, she is over here watching Ainsley. Annie is still deep in the stranger danger, so she's down for a nap, but she is downstairs playing with Ainsley, and so I have like an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm going to try to get so much done. So I thought I would get on because I finished so many things last night. Like it feels so good. So I'll be going into the weekend like with a fresh slate. So let's just get into it. So I first finished, I think I was almost done last time we talked, but Sweet Talking Lover, and this one I ended up giving 3 stars. So this one, like I said, is about about Kayla, I think is her name. She is an ad executive, and she, like a marketing person, she goes to this small town basically to try to justify shutting down this factory. She meets Wyatt, who is the town mayor, and it's their relationship, I guess. It's a really cozy, sweet town, and so she kind of falls in love with the town, and she has to decide what's more important, work or love. And so I liked this one. It is very steamy for my taste, and even like some of the like not sex scenes, it was just a little more crass than I personally like. And then, like I said, like I really just kind of wanted more of her story and like her friendship, but it's very, very minimal on the friend stuff. It's pretty much just her romance. And so I like this, but for a straight romance, it kind of has to have like a trope I love, and this one didn't really have that. So 3 stars, it was all right. So then I picked up the next one, which is Like Lovers Do by Tracy Losay again. And this one is about another one of the friends. Her name is Nick. Nick is a doctor, and she is like just about to finish or start a fellowship that will finish up her journey towards becoming a orthopedic surgeon. And so she, something happens where one of her interns or something does something incorrectly, like misdiagnoses somebody or misses something, rushes through an appointment basically, and she calls him out and says like, hey, that could be like potentially fatal. You've got to like slow down and pay more attention. Well, his dad is like a big donor to the hospital, and so she gets reprimanded even though she was in the right. And so like her fellowship's on hold, things are just really up in the air for her. And so it's her romance with her not best friend, but housemate named Ben. And so her and Ben have been friends for years, and they have lived together. Like she rents out the basement apartment or something in his house. And they kind of need each other in this book because Ben is an accountant among a family of doctors, and his family is all very like disappointed that he did not choose to go into the medical field. And he had a fiance, and she was like this perfect trophy wife. His family loved him, but she was not right for him. And so his family is like all on him about starting a family and having a woman and going back to this girl, and this girl's kind of pursuing him. And so they need a fake dating relationship because she's like, hey, I'll do this if you put in a good word with your family, because his family can like help with the fellowship. And so it's fake dating, it's friends to lovers, and I do like both of those tropes, and I liked this book better, but still like 3.5, just because like I said, the level of steam is a lot, and this one is even steamier than the other one. So there were like chunks that I was skimming because it's just like very explicit steam. So I don't think I'll probably continue on in this series, but I'm glad I gave it a shot, and I'm glad I can like see what everybody else is doing. I'm guessing there's going to be 2 more. And like I said, like I like knowing what the hype is about, but I think the level of steam is just off-putting for me. But you guys know I'm a prude about it. So the last thing that I finished, and those 2 are both library books, but then I've got Kindred, which is by Octavia Butler, but the adaptation is Damian Duffy and John Jennings. And this one, I ended up giving 3.5 stars as well. So I have heard some complaints about my child chewed on my bookmark, but I've heard some complaints about the book Kindred, that Dana, our main character, feels a little like disconnected from all of the things that are happening that are very emotional. And so I loved getting to read this in graphic novel and see the emotion on her face. So this book is about a woman named Dana who lives in the 1970s with her husband Kevin, and something happens where she keeps getting transported back in time to the antebellum South, where she is a slave and she has no rights, and things are just very, very hard. And so we kind of know why she gets transported and like how she gets transported back and forth. And so I really appreciated that, because sometimes with time travel things, it's like it doesn't make any sense, or they don't explain at all like how or why the traveling is happening. But we get some explanation of that in this. And so this book is full of pain and suffering, and it's very like heavy, I would say, because Dana goes through a lot and she sees a lot when she is in the antebellum South. There's a time where she gets disconnected from her husband, and so we have to find out if they ever like re-find each other. And overall, like, I think this is a good story. Being told in graphic novel format, I feel like was really good for the sense of, like I said, I got to see the emotions. And I think like anything historical, when you get to see it, it's really a lot more impactful, at least for me. So I liked that part, but this is also just a 240 page graphic novel. And so I do feel like there were times where I wanted some more out of the story, but again, 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it. So I finished all of those things, and that feels really good. I'm just going to kind of take it easy for the rest of the day and not start anything till bedtime, I don't think, because, like I said, I'm just kind of trying to get a bunch of stuff done while Miss Keegan is here, and then this afternoon, spend some quality time with the kids. I'm probably going to have to work out during nap time and do some editing and planning for March. And so I don't know, we'll see. But that is everything. If you have read any of the things I read this week, let me know. How was your week? Did you guys have power outages? Was it very cold? Or are you some of the lucky few who live on the coasts and or in a different country and who aren't experiencing this? Let me know how your week was, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.